Okay, I'm going to contradict mostly what I just said. Most of the time, you can use a dollar amount to figure out how good something is for the environment. But this doesn't take into account over long time periods, and also doesn't take into account, like I said before, where an item or service was manufactured or made. So the time period thing, I'll address that first. Let's say you're buying a gas car versus an electric car, and the electric car is slightly more expensive. The gas car is a mature technology and is still making improvements, but not as much as the electric car. So over time, it will get cheaper and better. And, uh, 10 years ago, you had to spend at least $30,000 to get a car that did 100 miles, or 90,000 that got a car that did 250, 300 miles of range. Today, you can buy a car that has 300 to 400 miles of range for the $30,000. So over time, the technology gets cheaper. And so even if that thing that you bought is worse for the environment that day, over time, you're funding a company and technology, or companies, that will, in the end, result in a better thing for the environment. So you just have to analyze each one and see where the technology is going. If you look at, say, air travel or boat travel, it is improving, but not as fast as vehicles currently. And I'm talking about large commercial flights or boats. But yeah, on the small aircraft space, like VTOLs, where they're starting to build electric ones, that would be an improvement too. Okay. Geographical, yeah, that just has to do with the type of energy that was used, say, at the factory. Was it coal, nuclear, natural gas, wind, diesel? What type of fuels are used in that area to power that city and that industry? Which changes over time. So you need to really research that and look at it over time and look at where the trend is going. One more thing I'd like to talk about is sometimes things are cheaper because of the way they are priced. The best example of this is airplane tickets. You may find an airplane ticket that says $100, and you figure out traveling by car is $200, which typically, if you ride on a bus or a plane, you're only taking up one seat. So even though the overall is very energy intensive and very expensive, I think the other thing is they will change prices. So some of the seats may be very expensive, whereas others are quite cheap. So maybe the best way to do this is to take the cost of all the seats and divide it equally to figure out your environmental impact. But also at the same time, if that's one seat that was $100 didn't get filled, the airline still has to pay for fuel and all the costs associated with moving that one empty seat. The only difference is your weight in it, and adding just you does not add or use much more fuel or much more cost. So it is probably better. Yeah, let me know what you think.